if you stayed at home in the van and didn't go to Marbella, would you have any chance in this fight?
Yeah, do you know
Could
what,
you
Steve?
prepare in this
Steve,
country?
I'll tell you what it is with me, is that I look at the job in hand. Like, no disrespect, all the boys have boxed. John Ryder, good fighter. Nick Blackwell, good fighter. All the boys coming through, good fighters. And I beat them, but I knew I was beating them. I knew I was beating them if I didn't put 100% into training.
This is your first test in your head. In
my own head, this is. I know I'm going into this fight. I've never boxed a world champion before. I'm fighting one now. So you don't go in and you don't just know you can beat a world champion. You got to go in there and you got to work for it, because he's worked hard to get that. So I know how hard he's going to want to stay to keep it. I've been there myself, not in the world title, but British, Commonwealth, European. So, yeah, I believe if I was even training here, even now I've been training now, I'm very fit now, and I've still been training, well, only for a couple of weeks back here, back in England since I've been back from Marbella, but I know it's just something different about this fight that I've got something for.
Have you been in with better fighters than Billy Joe Saunders? And is that in your head as you're preparing? Or do you have to wipe that out and start with a clean slate?
Yeah, this fight's different than those fights. It's at home and...
As dangerous or more dangerous?
If not in the ring, as like physically as dangerous, reputation-wise, it's as dangerous. We know neither of us want to lose this fight, because we're going to have to live with it for the rest of our lives. And, you know, a fight is only... It's only 36 minutes long, but when you're in there, it's a lifetime. But what happens in those 36 minutes will live with us for the rest of our lives. No matter where we go, everyone we meet and see outside will remind us of this fight, and we'll be known for this fight. Now, I'm not saying that if we both go in there and put on a good fight, we'll be remembered well for it. You know what I mean? But the winner will be the winner, and the loser will be the winner.
Yeah,
loser. That's the way it's going to be.
Bill, it sounds to me, from what Andy's saying there, that there is no suggestion, any suggestion, and he's even mildly or even a tiny bit of underestimation. Is there a chance that you might actually overestimate Andy's ability, and that you might hold back too long, and suddenly you've got to go chase him the last 4 rounds?
Yeah. No, listen, Steve, with me, I've been on a big stage since I've been 16. I've been boxing world class since that age. And I know I've been in situations, I'll revert back to the amateurs, but it's still boxing experience. When you go in with the world number one and you give him too much respect and you set down the first round, you're 6 points down.
It's over.
And
might as well go there.
Well, this is it. This is me, limited qualifier, set down 6 points down. Then you set down, you're 14-1 down. Then I know what it's like. I'm thinking, right, I'm going to get beat here. You've got to liven yourself up here. Because I'm a very proud man like that, Steve. And I just went and I come back and beat him. But then that was a big learning fight, but changed me, because then I knew that whoever I was in there with, I knew I could beat. You know, but it's working. And this fight is all going to be about, this fight's definitely going to be about game plan, but it's who's going to be up in the first half of this fight. If I believe genuinely, if I'm up the first half of this fight, there's only one man can come and take it off me, it's God, because I'll be so switched on. And obviously, I've got to watch Andy's right hook, got to watch his left hand. He's got a good left hand, and like you say, he throws singles, but he goes through, he punches through with singles. So, and he's a very dangerous man, Andy, and a very good boxer at that. I think a lot of people underestimate his boxing as well. And I'm not just going in there thinking he's a big puncher, box around him, this and that. I know, like I said earlier on, I will gamble there'll be knockdowns in this fight. Gamble.
Would you agree with that?
I think what you said there is smart, but in a little way you're giving away your game plan, is that your plan is to stay up in the first half, or to get up and move for the second half.
Andy, listen, I've boxed, I've had everybody.
Well, what you said is smart.
Everybody's is plain to see. No, that I'm not a one-punch knockout man. But what I won't be standing trading with heavy blows, but I know there'll be work rate and working. We'll be working there, and like I say, I gamble there will be knockdowns. Whether it's me, whether it's Andy, this fight, because Adam Booth's very good trainer, good reputation. Jimmy Tibbs, good trainer, very good reputation. But I know if this fight's, if we're in between, it's 3-3. One of us has got to take a chance, and I know if one of us takes a chance, then, and walks away with that round, the next round the other's coming, and then we're going to stand there.
But Andy's been in that situation where he's been in hard fights which he's losing or just about to lose or even lost, so he knows about changing up. We don't know how you're going to react if after 8 rounds you're 3 or 4 rounds down and your mojo, for want of a better expression, isn't working. We don't know, and it was Adam Booth that said that. We don't know how you're going to react, Billy.
No, well, that could be a good thing or a bad thing, because to be fair, I don't know how I'm going to react myself. So that's going to be another thing, but I know one thing. Like I say, the motivation I've got is obviously none of us want to lose this fight, because this fight's not. We can't. There's no place for the loser in our community for this fight, Andy. You know, wherever we go, the loser is going to get not buoyed off, but you're going to get. Oh, he got smashed. He got beat. Even if it's a good fight, even if it's a good 50-50 fight, there's a point in it. He's got beat. So that's another added pressure that people don't really look into with us and know unless you're in our community. You know what I mean? You got to be in that sort of community to know how big of a fight this is, sort of thing.
But with our fight, it's bigger. Yeah, it's the same with every fight.
I agree.
It's worse if we lose to somebody else. Well, in a way, not really.
No, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
You're talking here about the traveller community.
Listen, I agree. I definitely agree. I agree. Like same with me. If I got to walk up the stairs,
if I call you, you lose.
Yeah.
They're on the phone all day.
Yeah, 100%. If I got to walk up the stairs, I've got to get there first. But in this fight here, it's one of those. This is like extra added spice because it's for the WBO world title, and I'm fighting Andy, also a fellow travelling fella. So it's added pressure, but it's added more excitement. You know, boxers are a funny species, you know. I think it's all about excitement and about chances. And you know, you got to forget, I'm not a voluntary. I'm a mandatory for Andy's title. You know, I'm sure that if Andy could have a voluntary, then box me as a mandatory, I'm sure you would have. You know, because I would have. You know, so it's about business, and I'm thankfully that we're both getting a few quid for it, and just hopefully I can walk well this belt.
I think it's important, speaking to the pair of you, that the whole traveller thing doesn't overtake the fact that you are 2 world-class fighters. That's paraphrasing stuff that you've said. You know, I think that's quite important, because otherwise we could be out in a field in a caravan with horse and turn it into some sort of jokey free-for-all.
You just got me carried away talking in the moment.
Yeah, I know.
But this is all
that's
about.
What I'm here for.
Listen. I'm putting this in the nutshell. This ain't just for our community. This is for organisation. This is for the boxing community. This is for what we've been raised to do. This, you know, this is for the fans. But this is all added little extras. What's been chucked into this sort of fight. This fight, Steve. You never see this fight again for a lot of years. This is a history fight. 2 travellers fighting for a world title. So I just try to get over that our roots. We're not all bad people. You know, there's good and bad in everyone. So I like people to step back and watch me and him fight. Congratulate the winner and say, well, they're not all bad people. Look what they're doing for their countries, you know. So, but I'll tell you one thing: on that night, you can walk away and leave all your stuff unattended because it won't be getting robbed. So everyone will be watching the fight.
Yeah. Andy, on the night, Andy, in the days before, and the hours and the minutes, do you envisage your routine being different? Because it's a big fight, it's a big defence, it's your first defence in Britain or Ireland. You know, you're back, there'll be a lot of expectation. How do you envisage that evening, the hours, the final countdown?
I don't see it being any different, really.
You don't? Do you want it to be different?
No, I don't see it being any different. I don't. What's different? It's a ring, and I'm fighting a good man, and that's what I've done for a long time. And I don't see it being any different.
What about you, Bill? There was a lot of tension behind the scenes and front of camera before the Eubank fight. Do you see it being even more than that? More tension than that?
See, with the Eubank thing, it was more of a pride thing. I didn't need to fight him. Listen, I could have pulled someone out of the top 15, done that, and then boxed Andy. But I'd done that because, you know, the fans wanted it. So I put that there. But this fight here, there's more excitement to me now because fighting for a world title, like in England as well, fighting for the WBO world title, it don't really sink in. You know what I mean? I'm training, I just visualise what it's going to be like, and I can't really put it into words. So on the night, it's going to be very big for me. You know, it's going to be one of my best. I just want everything perfect for myself. You know, that's the reason why I'm slaving myself, shall I say, and doing everything right. Because I know on the night when I visualise that, you know, we weigh in, we rest, but in the back of my head I'm going to be thinking I'm fighting for, this is what I've been here for, this is what I've waited since I've been in boxing for. And finally, it's here. And it just goes like a flash, you know what I mean? I can remember the first day I walked in the gym and now I'm here. All the hard work, all the amateur stuff, then the pros, and so yeah, it's gonna be a big night for me. So perhaps it might be a little bit different for me.
You do wear your heart on your sleeve, Bill. I mean, you pull it back once you get in the ring, but is there a danger this is the fight where you maybe lose a bit of control, let the emotion get to you?
Listen, emotion won't be getting to me, Steve. It's not about emotion. I'm good at containing that. I mean, when I boxed Eubank, people thought I was a bit edgy of him, but that was just to let him think that, you know, then just let him come, wind him up, then let him come. You know, you got to be clever, very clever. And this fight don't need that because there's no animosity between me and Andy. Andy's a nice fellow, I've got nothing to say bad about him, he's a world champion. But he's just got something I want, and, you know, we've got to do business, and, you know, it is what it is, but I think I'm very good at coping with pressure.
What about you with emotion, Andy? Because you know, you're a man, you're a good poker player. I would hate to play poker with you. You don't give away a lot. You smile, you try and disarm people with that. But is there a chance that even this could get to you a little bit?
I think, even though we both will be in control of emotions, if he lands a good punch on me and my head snaps back and the crowd goes, "Oi!"
Yeah. It's going to be worse as well.
It's going to be hard to hold on to your emotions. This is a test we face in the ring, because it'll sit in your mind, and whoever makes that first imprint will have an advantage, especially with both our styles, being southpaws and being boxers and counterpunchers. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be nip and tuck the whole way. And if there is that sense of pride and machoism, and I'm sure it will come into it because the crowd are going to be there, we're going to be in there, and whoever, like I said, whoever lands that punch first, the first telling punch, that will set the tone for the fight, I think.
Yeah.
But it'll be important to hold on to your emotions and not to give too much away.
Well, I can't say any more than that. He's right. I think that when we're in there, you know, I think that my support's going to get behind me, and I know his support's going to get behind him. And Ed snaps back, let's repeat it, and you want to come back, you want to catch him with two. But, you know, I think that's the times you've got to be careful, because, especially with Andy as well, he's a good puncher, and a lot of people underestimate my power until they get in the ring with me. And I think that's where you've got to be a bit clever in this fight, and I'm sure Andy's working on the game plan, as I said when we started, as I am.
Andy, Billy, thank you very much for your time. The WBO Middleweight Championship of the World and a lot more, as they've just explained, will be at stake.